right, hello everyone, happy Monday. Let's go ahead and get started. So come to a comfortable seat and start to find those sit bones. So rock a little bit side to side. It was really cold in my apartment. Feels nice and warm in here. And then rock forward and back a little bit. Oh. And then start to do some rolls in a circle. Finding those sit bones, those bony points of your hips. And then go in the opposite direction. Nice. And then when you've had enough, go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Think about drawing your belly button in, getting your spine nice and long. Bring your shoulders up to your ears. Hello, Chuck. And then welcome down. And bring your shoulders up to your ears and drop them down. One more time, bring them up. And drop them down. Go ahead and close your eyes or softly focus on the ground in front of you. Let your hands rest on your knees or your thighs. And take a moment to take a few quiet breaths. Settling into the space. Slowing your breath down. And then when you're ready, you can keep your eyes closed if you want to. So gently hold on to your kneecaps and arch your belly, arch your back. And we're going to go around. Think about rotating your spine, hinge all the way forward, over to the side. Just like a cat-cow type of movement. I want you to really articulate your spine. Nice. You can let your head rock a little bit if that feels good. And now switch direction. Go in one direction, you got it, and go in the other direction. More times. All right, beautiful. Come back to sitting up nice and tall. Bring your right hand down to the mat. Reach your left arm up by your ear. And then bend over to the right. Breathe here. Maybe you can slide your right arm out. Think about getting your right elbow closer to the ground. And press your left sit bone down. So I want you to feel the skin stretching across your rib cage. Beautiful. And then come back to center. Push your left hand down. Reach your right arm up to the sky. And breathe and bend over to the left. And maybe slide your hand out a little bit, lower your elbow down to the ground. Nice. And you should feel this stretch from your hip bone all the way up through your armpit out to your fingertips. And come back to center. We're going to make our way into our tabletop position. So line your hands up underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Spread your fingers. Think about your triceps reaching back towards your thighs. Drop your belly. Open your heart forward. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale forward, one vertebra at a time. And exhale, round. One more time, reach forward, open your heart. And exhale. Come back to neutral. We're going to reach our left arm out and up, and then return it. Reach your right arm out and up. Return. Reach your right leg back and up. Return it. Reach your left leg back and up. So we're going to start to activate our core. Right arm. Left arm. Right leg. Left leg. Try to reduce the amount that you rock side to side. One more round. Right arm. Left arm. Right leg, left leg. Now, find your balance with both hands and knees on the ground. Reach your right arm forward, reach your left leg back. Flex your left foot. Spread your fingers apart on your hand. Press down into your right shin, press down into your left thumb and pointer finger, and see if you can find some balance. If this is too much for you, go ahead and put your back foot down on the ground and put your fingers down out in front of you so you're still stretching and elongated. One more breath, and now return your hand, return your knee. Find your center alignment again. And now reach your left leg back, your right arm forward, left arm, right leg, sorry. The other one. Flex your right foot, spread your fingers apart. Beautiful, hold here. Press into your forefinger and thumb, shin. And then return everything. Go ahead and wag your tail left to right. We're going to add on to that with a little bit of a crunch and make sure we're nice and warmed up, although it is toasty in here. Reach your right arm forward, left leg back. Inhale, and on your exhale, draw your elbow to your knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee next. Inhale, lengthen. Last one, knee to elbow. And then return your hand and your knee. We'll switch sides. Reach your left arm, right leg. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Go ahead and place your hands and your knees down. Wag your tail one more time. Curl your toes under, walk yourself back. See if you can sit your hips down on your heels. Now, this might be a lot on your toes. If you can, go ahead and sit up. Check that your little pinky toe is on the mat. Sometimes it gets stuck under. Beautiful. So in this position, see if you can stay there. We're going to reach our arms out in front. We're going to flex our right hand and gently pull. So you want to pull the knuckles, not just the fingertips, to make sure you're getting deep into that wrist stretch. Nice. And then switch hands. All that typing, phoning, all that stuff that we do. And now press your right arm down. So you feel this through your forearm. And then the other side. All right, let's come back into our tabletop position. Good for you for keeping those toes working the whole time. We're going to peel our hips up into our downward dog, nice and slow. Lifting your hips, pressing the mat away from you. And think about lengthening your feet. Lengthening your legs. Lowering your heels towards the mat. Your legs should be about a hip distance apart. Your arms are shoulder distance apart. You're lifting your hips up and back. So you want to look like an upside down V. Nice, everyone in the room. And now go ahead and lower your knees back down. Untuck your toes, shift your hips back, coming into a child's pose. So those are the two rest poses in yoga. We have our child's pose with our forehead down, arms extended in front of us. Or we have our down dog, which is also a rest pose. It's a more active rest pose. You're more than welcome to take any of those anytime during class. Come back up to your tabletop position. Curl your toes under. Lift your hips to your downward facing dog. Breathe here in your down dog. Float your right leg up behind you. Bend your right knee and step your right foot up between your hands. You're in your low lunge. From this low lunge position, we're going to lower our left knee down. It's a little bit of an angle behind us. You can tuck or untuck your toes. That is totally up to you. Climb your hands onto your thighs. Your hips are pressing a little bit forward. So this part of your leg is at an angle. And then raise your arms out. Now, so we're in a crescent lunge. Take a couple breaths here. And then float your hands down. Step back to downward facing dog. Breathe here in your down dog. Few more breaths. And now lift your left leg up behind you. And step your left foot all the way forward between your hands. There's an angle with your right leg. You can tuck or untuck the toe, that's up to you. Bring your hands onto your thighs. Pause here, and then reach your arms up. So it's like someone's gently pressing on your lower back. You're getting a big stretch through your front hip. Gaze up to the ceiling. I forgot to put on do not disturb. Reach up. And then bring your hands all the way down. Step back to downward facing dog. So I apologize for the little things that my computer just made. You should be all set now. Breathe here in your downward facing dog. All right, reach your right leg up behind you. Step your right foot all the way forward between your hands. This time, keep your left knee lifted. Come up onto your fingertips. And then rock a little bit front and back. So what I want you to do with this little bit of rocking motion is find the center of your front foot. So you're pressing down with your big toe, your pinky toe, and across the back of your heel. You're probably naturally pressing through your toes, but now think about pressing down through your heel so that more of your foot is covering the mat. And once you feel good there, climb your hands on up to your thighs, and then reach your arms up to the air. Breathe here in a high lunge. Think about reaching that left heel back, right heel down into the ground. Nice. And then float your hands down, step back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Put your left leg up behind you, bend your left knee, step it all the way forward. And then rock a little bit back and forth, finding as much coverage of your left foot on the mat as possible. Nice. And once you feel good about that, press down, climb your hands onto your thighs, find your balance, and then reach your arms all the way up. Breathe here, facing forward. Relax your shoulders. I know it's hard, but keep them up. Bring them down. One more breath. And then bring your hands down. Step back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Gaze forward at your hands and start to slowly walk your feet up towards your hands. Come into a ragdoll, so your head is hanging heavy. You're reaching for opposite elbows. Your knees are bent. You're stretching up the backs of your legs, across your lower back, and all the way down to your head. You can go ahead and rock side to side, gently shaking back and forth. And then release your hands and start to slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time. Coming all the way up to stand. Lining your head up over your spine, nice and tall. Bring your arms, your shoulders up to your ears, drop them down. Bring your shoulders up, drop them down. One more time. All right, we're going to repeat what we did seated. So you're going to reach your right arm up, 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 and then exhale, bend over to the left. Now, press down with that right foot. Maybe even push your hip out just a little bit to deepen the stretch through your side body. Nice. And then float back through center. Reach your arm up, reach, reach, reach. And then bend over to the right this time. Bump your hip out a little bit. Nice. And then come all the way back up. Hands down to either side. All right, let's do some sun salutation A. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up over. You're gonna go nice and slow. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, flat back, hands on the ground, your shins, your thighs, whatever works for you to get that flat, straight spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. We're all gonna hold this plank for a breath. And now drop your knees, bend your elbows, lower your chest and chin down to the mat, untuck your toes, baby cobra, and then press through tabletop back into your downward facing dog. Breathe here. 3 long, slow breaths. Think about dropping your heels. Think about lifting your hips, pressing into your thumb and your forefinger. Look forward at your hands and start to walk your feet forward. Now think about shifting the weight into your hands as you walk forward. And then once your feet are all the way up there, start to slowly roll all the way up to stand. Bring your arms all the way up overhead, palms touch, and then exhale right back down again. Inhale, lengthen your spine, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Everyone hold their plank, find your strength. You can do this. And now you can lower your knees down, or you can lower your entire torso all the way down to the ground. Untuck your toes, baby cobra. Press up through tabletop, or press straight back up to plank. And then into your downward facing dog. So we're gonna make it a little spicier. These are all options. You don't have to do them. Do the one that feels right for you tonight. Keep your hips reaching up. Beautiful. Look forward at your hands and slowly walk your feet all the way up to meet your hands. Hang here, and then roll up one vertebra at a time. Bringing your arms all the way up overhead, palms touch. And exhale right back down again. Inhale, lengthen, flat. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back to plank. You can go knees, chest, chin. You can lower all the way down, or maybe you're ready to lower halfway down to chaturanga. Untuck your toes, coming into upward facing dog. And then exhale into downward facing dog. Beautiful. Nice. Feel your spine lengthening, growing longer, giving space between those vertebrae. And look forward at your hands and walk, or take 2 big steps into your forward fold, and then roll all the way up to stand. Let your hands touch overhead. And then exhale, let them come down by your side. All right, let's go into a sun V, which we don't do that often, but we're gonna do it today. So sit down into your chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Take your version of your vinyasa. Come into your version of your back bend, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Float your right leg up behind you. Step your right foot up by your right hand. Turn your left heel down. Come all the way up into warrior one. Breathe here. Bring your hands down. Step back to downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, turn your right heel down, come on up to warrior one. Breathe here. Bring your hands down. Step back to plank. Take another vinyasa. Your version, the one that feels good for you. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here. Active rest in down dog. Or rest and recovery in child's pose. And now move your feet towards your hands, coming into a forward fold. Sit back into your chair pose. And then stand all the way up, bring your arms down by your side. We're gonna do that one more time. So sit back into your chair. Fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or float back to plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa. Your back bend. And we will meet in downward facing dog. Put your left leg up behind you. Step your left foot towards your left hand. Turn your right foot down, press into the outer edge of your right foot. Reach your arms up, warrior one. Breathe here. Move, if you can, move your back leg towards Annalise a little bit more. Yeah. So you want to be more on railroad tracks? Nice. Than on a tightrope. Perfect. That way you might feel like more stability. Bring your hands down, step back to downward facing dog. And then lift your right leg up. Step your right foot towards your right hand. Turn your left heel down, bring your arms up, warrior one. Breathe here. And bring your hands down. Step back to plank. Your version of your vinyasa. Taking a back bend. Meeting in downward facing dog. Breathe here. Slow breaths. Active rest. Keep your hips lifting. Lengthen your arms. And then look forward at your hands. And walk all the way forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Sit back into chair. And then stand all the way up. Bring your arms down by your side. Nice. Everyone take a little break. Find your center, find your balance. We'll do a little bit of a tree balance, and then we'll move into more of a flow. So with your feet hips distance underneath you, I want you to lift your right heel up. All right. Turn your right heel towards your left ankle. This might be where you stay. You can bring your hands to your hips, outside, whatever helps you with your balance. We're all a little different. Now start to crawl your right foot up. Stop here with your foot on your calf. See how you feel with this balance. Go to a wall, go to a chair, go to a piece of furniture if you need to. All right, this might be it for you, but maybe you can bring your foot above your knee. So we're below or above the knee. We don't want to be on the knee. That's not good for the knee bone. For the knee, it's not really a bone, but you know what I mean. And then if you can, reach your arms up. Now to find your balance, find something that's not moving in front of you. Think about drawing your belly button in and up a little bit. Think about lengthening your tailbone. Make sure you're breathing. Let your shoulders relax away from your ears. I know, it's a lot. Try and do like one of them. One more breath here. Bring your knee pointing towards me. Extend your leg towards me. Hold it up here. Look at how high your leg is off the ground. And then let it float all the way down. Shimmy your hips side to side. Yes, there is a fly in here. Don't know where it came from. All right, let's try the other side. Lift your left heel up off the ground. Turn so that your left ankle is touching your right ankle. Your left heel is touching your right ankle. Find where you want your arms to be and start looking for where you're going to focus. Draw your left leg up to your calf. Start to think about slowing your breath down too. So we were moving a lot. Our heart rates might have been up a little bit. We want to bring it down a little bit. Now, if you are interested, see if you can bring your foot above your kneecap. So you're pressing the sole of your foot into your thigh and you're pressing your thigh against the sole of your foot. Lengthen your tailbone. Draw your belly button up. Shoulders relax away from your ears. Where do you want your arms to be that feels good for you? Maybe it's straight out to the side. Maybe it's in a cactus. Find that focal point. Breathe nice and slow. Look at you balance. Bring your knee towards me. Extend the leg out. Let it float here. And then let it come all the way down. Open your feet so they're a little wider than hip distance. Nice. You can go ahead and rock your hips a little bit side to side. And now we're going to hinge forward so our fingers touch the ground. So bend your knees as much as you need to. Now bend your knees and come all the way into a squat. See if you can keep your heels on the ground. Maybe you need to widen your feet up a little bit. Maybe you're just not there yet. And then if you can, bring your hands to your heart center. Breathe here. Right, place your right hand down on the mat and extend your left arm up to the ceiling. Finding this little bit of a twist in your squat, opening up our hips, opening up our chest. And now come back to center. Extend your left hand to the ground and your right hand up. Begin to a twist. See if you can relax your lower back. And then come back to center. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Start to roll your hips up into your ragdoll. Heel toe your feet in. Take your pointer finger and your middle finger, hook them around your big toe for a yogi toe lock. Let your head hang heavy. Bend your elbows, bend your knees if you need to. So this is a very similar forward fold as ragdoll, but now because you're touching your hands and your feet, you've created this bind. The energy is flowing continuously through your body. Couple more breaths here. Release your yogi toe lock and start to slowly roll all the way up. One vertebra at a time until we're standing up nice and tall. All right, let's come back to the fronts of our mat. Build a little bit of a flow. We'll do some standing poses. So inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Now it's your choice. You can hang out here in plank, or you can take your vinyasa, whichever version feels good for you. And we will all meet in downward facing dog. With our hips up nice and high, keeping our hands where they were so that we're in a nice wide deep position. Put your left leg straight up behind you. And then bend your left knee, place your left foot up between your hands. You're in your low lunge. Turn your right heel down, press into the outer edge of your right foot. We're going to make our way into warrior two. So cartwheel your right arm all the way up. We're facing the door, facing the hallway. Straighten your left leg. Now your left foot should intersect through the center of your right foot. Move, adjust if you need to. So you want your front leg to come this way. Yep. You feel comfortable? Okay. As long as you don't feel like you're going to fall over. Although sometimes that happens anyway. Straighten your front leg. Reach your fingertips away. And then bend your front knee again. So you're in your warrior two. Your arms are reaching away from each other. Turn your left palm up. Exhale back, peaceful warrior. So your right hand should be light on your back leg. You're not pressing down on your back leg. You want to find a big bend through your left side body and a contraction through your right side. Breathe here. Now we're going to come back to warrior two because I'm feeling For attitude, we're going to straighten our left leg and take a little break. And then we're going to bend it back down again. Now we're going to bend our left arm and place it on our left thigh. Reach our right arm straight up to the sky and then reach it overhead towards the front of the room. Breathe. Then come back to warrior two. Give your front leg a break, straightening it out. Bend it back again. Turn your left palm up. Exhale back, peaceful warrior. This time we're going to straighten our front leg, staying in our peaceful warrior, coming into a peaceful triangle. So you should be engaging your inner thighs, zipping up through your center line. One more breath here, and now big giant cartwheel all the way back down to your low lunge. Step back to plank. Take a vinyasa or hang out here. Either way, we will all meet in our downward facing dog. Nice, everyone. All right. Other leg. Put your right leg up behind you. Step your right foot up between your hands. You're in your low lunge. Turn your left foot down, press into the outer edge of your left foot. Big cartwheel, reach your left arm out and up, coming into your warrior two. Nice, so your right foot is bisecting the center of your left foot. Reaching your arms away, relaxing your shoulders. Straighten your right leg. And then sit down a little bit lower, let your hips sink. Turn your right arm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Sometimes they're a little bit of a tongue twister. Beautiful. And then come back to warrior two, straighten your front leg. And come back into your warrior two, bend your right arm, place your right arm on your right thigh, reach your left arm up to the ceiling, and then exhale, reach towards the front of the room. Nice. Sit down your hips, sit. And then come back to warrior two, straighten your right leg, take a breather. And then bend your right leg down. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. From here, we're going to straighten our right leg, keep reaching back, reach back, reach back. Engage your inner thighs. Think about sucking the energy up through the ground. Your legs are very active here. And now cartwheel your arms all the way down back into that low lunge. Step back to plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa. Take a back bend. And then we will all meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here. Nice and slow. Using this as an active rest. Put your left leg up behind you. This time, bend your left knee, opening your knee up to the ceiling, letting your left foot come over towards the right side. And then draw your knee through center, bringing your foot up between your hands, coming into your low lunge. Breathe here. Turn your right foot down, pressing into the outer edge of your right foot. Cartwheel yourself up to warrior two. Holding here in warrior two. Straighten your leg. And then bend back into your warrior two. Turn your left palm up. Exhale back, peaceful warrior. This time we're going to flow all the way through the side angles. All the way over. Reach your right arm towards the front of the room. Beautiful. Explore bringing your hand down to the floor or to a block. Maybe, maybe not. Holding here. Deepening the pose. And then come back up to warrior two. Turn your left palm up. Exhale back, peaceful warrior. Straighten your front leg. Coming into triangle, peaceful triangle. Staying, keeping your legs exactly where they are. Bring your arms to T. Reach forward towards me and then bring your left hand down to your left shin or ankle. Reaching your right arm all the way up to the sky. Beautiful. Breathe here. And then bend your left knee, cartwheel yourself down into a low lunge. Step back to plank. Go through your vinyasa. Maybe it's a chaturanga, upward facing dog. And we will all meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here, nice and slow. Think about reaching your heels to the mat. Think about pressing into your fingertips, your knuckles, and the outer edges of your palm. So it's not just your wrists that are getting all the tension, all the weight. All right, put your right leg up behind you, bend your right knee. Let your left foot come over towards the left, let your right foot come over to the left side of the mat, sorry. Reaching your knee up. And then draw the knee towards your belly button and slide the right foot all the way up between your hands. You're in your low lunge. Turn your left heel down, press into the outer edge of your left foot. Reach your left arm forward, cartwheel yourself up into warrior two. Breathe here in your warrior two. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Now we're going to flow all the way through to our side angle. So bring your right arm to your right thigh, reach your left arm up to the sky, reach it towards the front of the room. Sit your right hip a little bit lower. Explore bringing your right hand down to the floor or a block. Nice. Getting deeper into your hips. And then come all the way back up to warrior two. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Straighten your right leg, peaceful triangle. Keep reaching back. Now bring your arms to a T, keeping both legs straight. Reach towards me. And then bring your right hand down to your shin. Reach your left arm up. Find this gorgeous twist through your torso. It's like you're standing between two panes of glass. And now start to come into your low lunge, cartwheeling your hands down. Step back to plank. Go through your vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin. Chaturanga. Baby cobra, upward facing dog, whatever feels good, and we will all meet in your downward facing dog. Once more through, we'll add a little something on again. So we're in our down dog. We're going to reach our left leg up behind us. We're going to bend our left knee, and this time we're going to twirl our ankle. Twirl it in one direction, and then twirl it in the other direction. Draw that left knee towards our chest, find that little ab contraction, and then slide your left foot up between your hands. You're in your low lunge. Turn your right heel down, cartwheel yourself up into your warrior two. Turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Flow all the way through the side angle, reaching your right arm up and over. You can explore coming into a deeper side angle. Maybe you want to bring your back tap arm around, coming into a half bind, staying up for that. Coming all the way down. If you have a full bind in your practice, you can go ahead and explore that. Making sure you don't lose the openness of your chest when you come into that twist. And then go ahead and come back to warrior two. Come into peaceful warrior. Straighten your left leg, peaceful triangle. Come into your T position. Find all this energy. And then reach towards me. Bring your left hand down, right arm up. So nice. Engage your glutes, turn your torso. You're stuck in between those two walls. All right, come back up to stand. Turn both toes to face the doorway. Bring your hands to your hips. Lengthen your spine, exhale, hinge forward. Stop when you're at 90 degrees, when your torso is parallel to the floor. I want you to take a moment here. Feel how much you have to press into your feet. Now lift up through your thighs, engage your belly button, squeeze your glutes. Go ahead and reach your hands down to the floor, fold forward. Let your head hang heavy. Feel free to bend your knees if you need to. Breathe here. Roll the weight into your toes just a little bit. You should be able to slide and bend your part underneath your heels. Lengthening through your backs of your legs, hamstrings. Every once in a while, word just floats out of my head. All right. Gently bend your knees, roll yourself back up to stand. Hands on your waist. Turn your left toes to the front of the room. Gracefully come back into your warrior two. Breathe here. And cartwheel your hands down. Step back to plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa. Maybe you even want to do 3 push-ups because you're feeling extra spicy today. We will all meet in downward facing dog. Take some long, slow breaths here. Take some time. Check your feet. Are they still hip distance apart? Check your arms. Are they still shoulder distance apart? Is your pointer finger pointing forward and your thumb coming away from it? Are you pressing into your pinky and those other 3 fingers? Don't just rely on the base of your palm. Put your right leg up behind you, bend your right knee, open your knee up to the ceiling, and now twirl your ankle. Twirl your ankle in one direction, and then twirl your ankle in the other direction. And then draw your knee towards your belly button. Slide your right foot up between your hands, you're in your low lunge. Turn your left heel down, cartwheel open into your warrior two. Breathe here. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Float all the way through to your side angle. Left arm up, left arm reaches forward. So we can take a half bind, which is when you reach your top arm behind you to your lower back. So as you start to twist, as you start to explore your body, you don't want your chest to come back to the ground. So go as far as you can without losing that opening through your chest. If you can look up over your left shoulder, go ahead and explore that. Nice. And then exit out back to warrior two. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Straighten your right leg, peaceful triangle. Come into that T shape, reach towards me. Legs are super engaged. Right hand comes down to the shin, left arm reaches up. Breathe here. Think about pressing evenly into both legs. Think about engaging, lifting the energy from your feet up into your hips. Arm up to the ceiling. And now go ahead and stand back up. Turn both toes to 116th Street. Bring your hands to your hips. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, inch forward until your torso is parallel to the floor. What we're doing in math right now in our house, parallel, perpendicular, cosines, and then go ahead and come all the way down. So last time we had our fingers on the ground underneath our face, maybe you want to explore walking your hands back behind you. You can go ahead and bend and soften your knees, coming down a little bit more, letting your shoulders relax. One more breath. And then walk yourself forward, bend your knees, slowly roll all the way up. Hands on hips. Exit into warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down. Step back to plank. This is your last vinyasa. So if you want to make it extra spicy or you want to skip it, I totally understand. And we will all meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here. So we're going to go ahead and come down onto our knees, cross our ankles behind us, and roll over onto our backs. And we're going to go straight down to our back today. We're not even going to do the slow roll because we'll do it later. We're going to do it later. Don't worry, I wasn't going to make you do it twice. I thought that seemed a bit extravagant. All right, so you want your feet hip distance apart. You want to be able to touch your heels with your middle finger. We're gonna do 3 bridges today. So we really want to get into our backs. The third one, you are more than welcome to slide a block underneath your hips for a supported bridge. So let's walk through the first one. You should be able to touch your heels, toes are pointing away, hands are on the mat, and you're going to start to lift your tailbone, curl your tailbone up, rolling one vertebra at a time, lifting your lower back, your middle back, your upper back. So your chest is lifting towards your chin and your chin is pointing up towards the ceiling. The back of your head is connected to the mat. Press down with your big toe, your pinky toe, and your heel with the tripod shape of your foot. Lift your hips up a little bit higher. Lift your chest to your chin a little bit more. Stay here for 2 more breaths. And then slowly roll all the way down one vertebra at a time. Walk your feet to the edge of your mat. Let your knees touch. Relax your lower back. If you choose, you can bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Or you can leave them on the ground beside you. All right, heel toe your feet back in line with your hips, toes pointing away from you. Find the tripod of your foot, and then start to lift up, tilting your tailbone, your middle back, your upper back, pressing your hips up into the sky. Now, explore reaching your fingers together behind your back. Can you press the outer edges of your hands down into the mat with your fingers linked? How open are your shoulders today? How open is your chest? So even though you think this is a back bend, there's more to it. There's a lot going on. Press your triceps into the mat, lift your chest higher, and then slowly release, and come all the way down one vertebra at a time. Walk your feet to the edge of your yoga mat, and now this time drop your knees right to left. Slowly rocking side to side. We'll call this windshield wipers. Makes me think of the news this morning with all that snow in Buffalo. Intense. All right, bring your knees back to center. Line your feet up with your hips. So I brought around blocks for everyone who's here. So what we're going to do, if you don't have a block at home, you can take another bridge, or if you really want to explore wheel and that's in your practice, you can do that. So if we're here in the room with our blocks, we're going to lift our hips up and we're going to slide the block underneath our tailbone. And then we're going to rest our hips and our tailbone back down on that block. So this is a supported bridge pose. You're going to open your arms so your palms face up to the ceiling. Your spine is completely supported here. You can close your eyes. Let your chest fall open. Let your hips get heavy. You want to explore lifting one leg into the sky. And then the other one for a supported inversion. You can do that. You can alternate legs. You can bring both of them up at the same time. Just play around. If none of that feels good, then stay where you were. You reverse the blood flow. It can feel a little wonky. If your legs are up, slowly lower them down one at a time. Once they're firmly planted on the ground and you feel comfortable, you can lift your hips and push that block out of the way, and then lower your hips back down to the ground. You can windshield wiper your leg. You can let your knees touch each other, whichever recovery felt better for you. Yeah, We're gonna make our way back into tabletop, back into downward facing dog. So you can roll onto your side and sit up, or you can grab onto your knees and roll like a ball, coming all the way up and through into your tabletop, into your downward facing dog. All right, let's do some pigeon. So float your right leg up behind you. Draw your right knee towards your right ankle, bringing your leg across your mat on a diagonal. So your right foot is coming towards your left hip. Now, if you're not super open and bending, maybe it feels good to put the block underneath that right hip and give you a little bit of an extra support. Come down to your forearms. If that's comfortable, you can come all the way forward. Maybe you like to place a block underneath your forehead. Maybe you like to stack your hands. Maybe your face comes all the way down to the knee. Notice how your left foot feels. Do you think your left foot is straight, or do you think it's arcing like a banana? See if you can straighten it out. See if you can lengthen your left leg back behind you a little bit more, getting deeper into your hips. Now, if you really do not find this pose to be working for you or comfortable at all, you can always roll onto your back and do a figure four. It will open your hip up just as nicely. More breaths here. Try and relax, let your shoulders go, release your jaw. Use that tension between your eyeballs. And slowly start to lift your chest back up, coming onto your forearms. Slowly straightening your arms. Curl your left toes under, press yourself back into your downward facing dog. Pedal your down dog out, shake your hips left, right. Whatever you need to do. And now put your left leg up behind you, draw your left knee towards your left wrist, your left heel underneath your right hip, and slide yourself down onto your forearms. Finding what's comfortable. Adjust. Don't be like a little yoga robot where you're like, this is it, I have no options. If you're in this pose for a few seconds and you're like, that's just not feeling good, back it out. Try slightly different angle. Move your foot. Speaking of feet, check in with your right foot. Is it straight or is it a banana? And now lengthen the right leg behind you just a little bit. Getting deeper into your left hip. Relax your head down. Onto the floor or your hands. Now start to come back up onto your forearms. Straighten your arms, curling your toe, coming back into your downward facing dog. Pedal it out, shake your hips right to left. Lower your knees down, cross your ankles behind you, come into a seated position. We're going to extend both legs out in front of us. Draw your right knee in. Hook your left arm around your right knee. We're going to come into a gentle twist. So bring your right arm behind you, look over your right shoulder. Breathe. Think about lengthening your spine up to the ceiling. Twisting a little bit deeper. Squeezing the knee in your elbow crease. Then come all the way back to center. Take a little counter twist all the way to the left. And then stretch both legs out in front of you. Give them a little shake. Slide the left knee in. Up your left knee with your right elbow, squeeze it. Activate your bicep. Float your left arm behind you. Sit up nice and tall, press into the mat. Lengthen your spine, exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Breathe here. And then roll around, do a little counter twist. And then come back to center, stretch your legs out, shake them out. Slide your heels onto the mat, knees to the ceiling, reach your arms forward. Here we go with our slow roll. Coming down to a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Look how strong you are. 2 and 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side, loosening up your lower back. So we're going to make our way into Shavasana, but we have a few breaths here. If there's something we didn't get to, maybe you wanted to do a plow or happy baby, or you're just like completely spent and you're ready to move into Shavasana, you can go ahead and do that. We'll all eventually meet with our arms extended away from us, palms facing up, legs out nice and long. See if I get the right leg switch this time. Nope. Eventually I'll remember. It's the one closer to the doors. So start to settle into your quietness, into your stillness. Go ahead. Let your arms get heavy, let your legs get heavy. Bring your energy and focus to your feet, to your toes, to the arches of your feet, to the tops of your foot. Squeeze intense, curling them in, every muscle in your foot and ankle. And then let it go. Shake it out. Let it relax. Bring your energy, attention, and focus to your legs, to your shins, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your hamstrings. Tighten up every muscle in your legs, squeezing it all in, tightening it up, and then let them go. Shake them out. Bring your energy, attention, and focus to your hips and your torso. Squeeze your glutes, draw your belly button back towards your spine, tighten your waist, cinch it all in. And then let it go. Shake it out. Relax. Bring your energy, attention, and focus to your hands. Place your thumb in the middle of your palm. Wrap your fingers around your thumb. Squeeze your thumb. Tense it up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then let it go. Shake out your fingers. Relax. Bring your energy and attention and focus to your arms, your forearms, your elbows, your triceps, your biceps. Tighten and squeeze every muscle on your arms. Tighten it up, squeeze, 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 and then let it go. Shake it out. Let it relax. Bring your energy, attention, and focus to your chest, to your shoulders, to your back. Squeeze it all in. You're crunching everything into your center, into yourself. Tighten it up, tense it up. And let it go. Shake it out. Let it relax. Bring your energy and attention to your neck, to your head, to your face. Squeeze, tighten, tense up every little muscle. Squeeze it all together. Tense it up. And then let it go. Let it relax. From the crown of your head all the way down to your toes. Think of every muscle, every part of your body. Squeeze it all into that center. Find the center, squeeze it in, tighten it up, and then let it go. Shake it out. Let it relax. Your breath slow down. Deepen. And stay here for a few minutes. Deep silence. Start to slowly deepen your breath. And gently wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Your shavasana stay as long as you need to. Let your head rock gently side to side. Then reach your arms overhead, taking a big stretch like you're just waking up. Maybe even doing a little apple picking where you stretch one arm and then the other. When you're ready, make your way onto one side. So it doesn't matter if you roll to your right side or you roll to your left side, choose one. And then stay there, let the blood flow, shift from your back to your side. And then start to slowly come up into a seated position. Cross-legged or whatever is comfortable for you. Letting your hands rest, let your shoulders relax. Close your eyes or softly gaze out or in front of you. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Feel your heartbeat, feel your breath. Acknowledge the time you took for yourself tonight. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for letting me lead you through this practice. Namaste. Thank you. Welcome.